one of the greatest comedy troupes of the decade, has invited us for an exclusive interview that's going to be the interview of the century. Team Prozak.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for sitting down with me for this interview, and I guess if you're ready, we'll just jump right in.
Whatever.
Alright, our first question is, what everyone likes to know about anybody is, how did you even get started with this groundbreaking comedy troupe you've put together?
Well, we met in a nightclub one night. We were all just dancing and we ran into each other and we had a dance-off and I won, of course. Well, I did decently, so we just went around driving in my car, and Mercedes, of course. And I was like, hey, let's do this thing together, and you know, drugs, so Team Prozak, and that's how we got started.
Just that quickly with people you just met?
I'm a great guy.
We all met on a crazy night out. I think I had a few too many cocktails, and this boy that I met, he just seemed to be on drugs already. And we just all went back to the limo and had a good old time.
I wouldn't say I'm much of a party goer, but I went to this crazy party. And there was this very loud, very silly man there. He was obviously on something, don't know what it was, but we ended up hitting it off and followed him around, and he had, you know, a Swiffer lady with him, and we just kind of ended up hanging out, and that's how it started.
Alright, was it hard getting out there and letting everyone know you'd arrived?
A little, but, you know, with me leading the way, we made it.
No, I had to do nothing. I'm fabulous, and everyone can see it.
I would say at first, but I think everybody kind of picked up on what we were all about, so once we got out there a little bit, we were out there all the way.
What was it like doing Saturday Night Live?
It was great working with such a star like Jimmy Fallon. It was just, I felt great working with him, and it was so much fun, time of my life, and it was great PR.
It was quite a good time. Jim Carrey was fantastic. I had no complaints.
Well, I tell you that John Belushi, he gets me every time.
You guys have always been very, noticed when you're in public, and you all get along famously, it seems. Is it always like that in public, or do you have, little tips behind the scenes?
We do. I mean, once I was in a phase, going through a phase where I like to do nude yoga every morning on our tour bus, and the other two had some weird, you know, problem with it. I don't know what it was. Apparently, they just don't like seeing beautiful people naked.
Not so much. We argue quite a bit, and Guchenheimer had this thing for a few months where he would just be naked in front of the bus. I just didn't understand it.
Did it cause a lot of problems when he got into his naked yoga phase, as it's famously known?
So many problems. I think we started going downhill from there.
Well, in public, they always catch us leaving the car to the restaurant. But once we're in the restaurant, we've had to have everyone in there sign disclosure agreements occasionally. Ugh, the naked yoga is a very humiliating time in my life, both professionally and personally. Sometimes you just can't control what other people do.
Who was your favorite guest celebrity on your show?
Ooh, that's a hard one. I have to say RuPaul.
Any little quirks he had that made him stand out?
He really liked bondage.
That's a tough one. I think Barbara Walters was quite a good time.
Did she have little quirks that made her stand out?
She was always trying to touch my breasts. I didn't understand that, but I just went with it.
I would say Bette Midler. She just has those teeth that are just so easy to joke around about.
Who inspires you?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Godney. She's the queen of all.
I would say the entire staff at the Sasquatch Institute, because those people, they do difficult work every day, and they never get recognized for it, and they truly inspire me to just keep working and keep putting their money they put into our productions to fantastic use.
Then everyone is wondering, what happened to you that got you so addicted to costumes?
That was a rough time in my life. I think it was after just, I don't want to talk about it.
People see you as the group leader, even though your group seems to be very adamant there's no one who's leader. Would you say you're viewed as the group leader?
Definitely. I mean, we try to be fair and even and, tell the public, oh, there's no leader. But in reality, I'm the one coming up with all the good ideas and the good skits. I'm definitely the leader. I'm the one who makes the decisions. The other two are just along for the ride.
He is a waste of time. I'm obviously the best in the group.
Would you say your ideas, do you think, are better than his?
Duh.
What about that incident with the stairs?
What incident?
Well, while I was researching you all, I came across a police report saying you were pushed down some stairs.
Guchenheimer pushed me. He was just jealous of my boogie.
To put it nicely, Guchenheimer has a little bit of a reality problem. I think you'll recall the costume incident a couple years ago, but he thinks very highly of himself, and he kind of claims that title, though he doesn't work to it. We just let him have it because it's obviously a little needs a little rewiring.
Do you have to say to all of the people who said you could not pull it off?
Well, I guess some people weren't liking it.
People have always wondered, what are those things you always have in your hair?
Chickens.
What is your favorite story of being with everybody on the road?
We've had many good times, but I particularly enjoyed the night when we ran over Sasquatch.
What was that like?
Messy.
You seem to have quite a rabid fan base of the three of you in the group. What is it like dealing with some of your crazy fans? Are there any mishaps?
They try to squeeze my boobs as much as possible. Of course I let it happen, but it's all just fun.
And what made you make the decision to get all your very publicized work done?
What work?
Now, Team Prozak was once invited to a state dinner at the White House. By what president was that?
George Washington Carver, I think? I don't know. There's so many George Washingtons in history.
I see. You were the last to be added to the team. How did you manage to become an integral part of it?
Well, I met them at that party, and they had something going a little bit already within like the 2 hours they met before they met me. But I think I just had this spark. All of our sense of humors were the same. We had the same ambition, and within the time that all started, there wasn't like a line or anything to join.
Do you ever feel like they plan things without you or against you?
Tell you the truth, they're a little suspicious sometimes. I will walk into the room and they're whispering and giggling, and then I come in and they stop, almost like deer in headlights, and then And then they just kind of walk away, and it makes me scared. Sometimes that hasn't bode well for me.
What do you think of Swiffer Lady having so much work done?
I don't recall any of that. Are you sure that was her?
We are positive we have her medical records. I'll just list a few operations. She had breast implants, cheek implants, collagen, earlobe implants, a body lift, full body lift, spine implants, toe implants. She had her eyes replaced a few times, and a few permanent weaves.
I haven't really noticed.
You didn't notice her breasts becoming 4 times larger in about a week?
I mean, I just assumed her fans are so crazy and are grabbing those things. They just got swollen. I don't know.
Well, that is the last of our questions. Thank you for sitting down with us, Jafar.
Jealous of my boogie.